This is a shop review for Upcycle and Art by Jane by Wendy Bryant of Creotia. Okay, Jane, let's just take a look around. I love your little quilts or whatever this is right here. Very cute. I think that definitely, kind of gives a fun element to the shop and kind of captures probably your personality and things like that. So I really love that. So let's see. This box right here, if I'm not mistaken, should have kind of a description, just a short like keywords that people will search for in Google. Okay, so it could say something like upcycle clothing for, plus size women, upcycle clothing for the young at heart, upcycle, whatever clientele you're reaching. So you got to remember that that's going to be keywords people type into Google, and so that this right here should kind of describe your shop very short and quick. And okay, so that's great. You got your picture there. That's wonderful. Here's your announcement section. So anything you want to say to your customers, that's where you're going to say it at. And you can put, other information because they can actually click on it and read more information. So if you want to, and this also is in the Google search. So some of this will show up in Google search. So at the beginning, you want to make sure that maybe you do a short description of who you market to. All right, all garments. Okay, all garments, wall art, accessories. Okay, so another thing, Google also, these sections also show up on Google when people search. That's part of Google search. And so instead of just garments, I would break these down into sections. Upcycled women's clothing or upcycled, small through large or whatever, I would kind of break it down. Wall art, accessories, that's fine. But as far as garments, I like the word garments. I would have never thought to use that, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who do shop for garments. So maybe you will rank in Google for that, for the people who do shop for garments. But I would be more specific, and I would have 2 or 3 categories, one for small and medium, one for large and extra large, and one for plus or something like that. Because if you're a small or if you're a large or medium, whatever, plus size, you kind of want to go to your section maybe. I actually do it small through extra large and then plus size is the way I do it. But I know some people break it down. But I do see in your listings immediately you can tell. I used to do this a lot. And I think people like that. I need to go back to doing that. Okay, so I love your shop. I really, really like your shop. It all coordinates. That's awesome. Even though you make these little mixed media squares and you make handbags and you make upcycle clothing, it just all meshes together, and that's great. Let's look at titles. Let's just click on one of them. Women's extra large shirt, tunic, upcycle clothes. Yep. Teal stripe with fish, unique shirt. That's perfect. Perfect. Your pictures look great. You have them on a mannequin. That's just good. I love the detail shots. It looks like you're doing everything pretty good. They look good. Let's look at your description. I don't see it. You didn't. Oh, here it is. They always moving stuff. Wow. Normally it's over here. It used to be here. Then they moved it to here. It looks like they moved it back here. I'm kind of glad they moved it back here because I really loved it when it showed up here. I did not like it when you had to click over here. So I'm so excited about that. Materials, cotton, ribbon, buttons, and upcycled. That's perfect. Learn more about this item. Women's extra large plus size shirt, tunic, 2-inch shirts, and a party dress. I love that. The medium weight teal. Yep, you got it down. You got it down. It's perfect. But you need to put sizes, measurements in. And so what I do is I do a short little description here. This is probably too long at first. So you might want to, like above this, put in extra large, like size, extra large plus size shirt. And then you would put the measurements in. Chest. I measure mine laying flat across. Most people do. So you would take your tape measure and you go from, across the chest from side seam to side seam and say it was 23 inches. So I would put 23 inches across chest lying flat. So really that would be 46 inches, but I do line, flat. And then I do the hip measurement, and then I do length from shoulder to hem. So the more details that you put in your description, the easier you're going to make a sale. Because if people go and they go, well, man, I don't even know how long it is, they might just pass it up and go to the next shop. So you want to answer every question that you possibly could immediately right up front. And so normally I put that right here, or I'll do a short little sentence and then put it right under. And the reason I do that is because on an iPhone, if it's after the fold, you don't see it. And the same here, because if you notice, I had to click more to finish reading. So you want people to see those measurements pretty quickly so they know whether they even want to look at it. Now, yes, you do have it on a mannequin, so that helps for someone to know kind of, the length of it. But, it's still hard to tell because everyone is a different size, and some are taller than others, so they hang at a different place on everyone. But other than that, right now everything I'm seeing, all of your description is amazing. You give a shout out to Michelle, so that's great. I love it when people give shout outs to, from where they learned something. That's awesome. All right, I want to look at one other thing. We got to look at tags. Do you have 13? Got to have 13 after it places under clothing, women's clothing, tops, and tees. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, you only have 9, so you need 13. You have to dream up, a few more because Etsy will penalize you if you don't have 13. So you might not get shown as high in ranking as you would if you had all 13. Shirt with pockets. I love that. Shirt, jacket, women, spring clothing, boots, not one of a kind, upcycle clothing. Okay, let me look at it real quick and just off the top of my head. You could do recycled fashion. Let's see, pinstripe, tunic, just think, of a few other titles, tags to put in there. But other than that, everything looks great. Returns and exchange accepted. So you have your shop policies. You have meet the seller. I'm trying to see if it allows me to see what you have to say. Let's see. My life's for myself and help others to do the same. Okay, that's great. I would, when you have time, I know it's hard, you're trying to open your shop and stuff like that, but add a little more about yourself. People love to know more about you. So that's great. Everything looks really good, Jane. I think you did a great job. Your photos look good. I love your handbags. I love them. The cuffs of men's button-ups, upcycled cloth, eco-friendly orange and blue sturdy collar and cuff, washable grocery, beach overnight bag. Okay, so I would change this up a little because The way Etsy does search is the first so many words is what shows up in search. And I know that it's registered under a bag, but you could put upcycle cloth bag. Okay, I would just go ahead, or upcycle cloth tote. Okay, so you could do upcycle cloth bag, eco-friendly tote, orange and blue patchwork, because it is patchworked. So you could add that in. You could add color block. I know a lot of people search for color block, and this would definitely fit under color block. So there's you a couple other tags you can put in there and in your title. And so same with this bag, you need measurements if you don't have them. And I would go ahead and, put that in up at the top maybe. Let's look at your tags. Okay, I'm not going to count them, but you get it. So I know you put the, tote and bag and all that down here. And it probably doesn't matter. It probably don't have to be up here. But used to, Etsy was very funny. It had to be here and there. But they've kind of lightened up on that a little bit. But just to be on the safe side, I would put it right there. But other than that, it looks like you got it down. I mean, you really do. Textile, wall art, mixed media. Yep. Looks good. Ships, you got your shipping. Estimated delivery, you ship for free. Yep, I think you got it down great. Your pictures look amazing. So good job. All in all, a great job. Just maybe tweak a few things, and other than that, it's good to go.